But let's first answer some fan questions. Okay, the first question, obviously we saw Como win yesterday. Which team will be looking to steal Cesc Fàbregas from Como this summer? Great question.
I mean, there will be interest because his stock's high in what he's doing at Como. I think the smart thing for Cesc Fàbregas to do is stay in that project right about now. He's got full control. He can make a lot of decisions. He has power in a football club. Leaving Como and going to, let's just say, for instance, if it's an Arsenal, if Mikel Arteta leaves Arsenal suddenly, I'm sure his name's going to be in the mix. He's not going to have as much control at Arsenal as he would have Como. I think as a young manager, keep working on your trade, keep learning. You can achieve great things at Como. He's in a great place right now where he can continue to grow in his stock and develop. I don't think that there's any need for him to leave Como right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think the same. I mean, yeah, we could throw out a couple big clubs that are probably interested in him for the way he plays and what he's doing, but ultimately,
like who though, Grell? Which caliber of club would be looking for him?
I mean, if Antonio Conte blows up and leaves at the end of the season, it could be Napoli. If any of the top teams in Italy, really, when you think about it, you think about the Premier League, there's top teams there that I'm sure would take a gamble on him. Like,
I don't see him going to
football's strange; it can change quickly.
Yeah. But I don't see him going to another Italian team. I don't see another Italian team. I definitely see going maybe to England Premier League or even maybe to Spain.
The overarching theme is if Italian football want to move in this new direction with younger manager, with projects, he's right up there in terms of top of the pile who you'd go. So Juventus, Napoli, all of these teams would look at someone like that. Again, this is very wild because you know it wouldn't happen, but Spurs could do a lot worse to go for someone like Cesc Fàbregas, give him the keys to the castle and say, right,
do you
build
think
this.
He'd go to Spurs?
Obviously, the Arsenal connection is there, but when you look at what Spurs are, no one actually knows what they are. Yeah. So, like, it's
never going to happen.
But again, it's not about whether I think it's going to happen. It's who would be looking to try and take him. That was
Spurs wouldn't even want to be embarrassed to try and go and take Cesc Fàbregas, an Arsenal legend.
They'd be more embarrassed if they're in the Championship, wouldn't they?
Listen, for me, he's in a great place right now.
I agree with Nigel.
And I think that if he ever was to leave to go somewhere else, Como would have to follow the same suit to go and get another young, up-and-coming manager because of what's being built at the football club.
And great ownership, and they spent a lot of money in the summer window, transfer windows. So they got an awesome project. By the way, not a bad place to live.
And if they make it to Champions League football as well, I mean, we were talking about them making any sort of European football would be a huge bonus this season. And now all of a sudden they're creeping into the Champions League conversation, aren't they? So yes, luxurious place, everything on the rise for Cesc and Como. OK, next question. Who is the best player in football right now?
In world football?
Yep.
I mean,
I'll dumb it down to Serie A since it's Sunday Sugo.
Yeah.
I think Zielinski is one of the best players. Most fun to watch. Unbelievable introduction into the team now. He's playing a lot more often. Absolute baller, little nutmeg. Some of the goals he scores from outside the box have been fantastic. And I just think big reason why Napoli won that first Scudetto under Spalletti, and a big reason why Inter's so successful this season as well.
So you're going Zielinski?
Zielinski in the Serie A.
OK.
In Serie A.
Nigel, what about you? You can go Serie A or anywhere in the world.
I mean, and if you go anywhere in the world, for me, I would have to say Lamine Yamal still is the best player in world football right now. When you look at what he does, and even if you look at the turmoil right now at Barcelona, he's under a lot of pressure, but he's a young man carrying the weight of the club of Barcelona right now. He has that expectations on his shoulder. So I would still say he is probably still the best player in world football. If I went to Serie A, for me, the best player, I would say the impact that I have seen, Luka Modric, at what he's done at Milan. Even if he's age, for me, how he dictates the game in midfield.
Grella does not like that.
I know he doesn't like that, but I've got to give credit when credit's due. When I look at what he does for Milan in the game and how he dictates the game as a midfield player and what he brings to them and how he also educates the younger players coming through.
I can't disagree.
You don't like it, though, because of his age, right?
I can't disagree. It's actually true. Yeah. He could be in a conversation for one of the best players in the league. He's 40 years old. That's just a fact. OK, well, he is good. What about you, Troy? Who are you going for?
I actually struggle with the best player right now because it's about who I want to watch. For me, the best player to watch is Ryan Cherki, someone who's very talented, makes mistakes, but he's enjoying his football. Pep Guardiola shouting at him to do things. He's like, don't worry, boss, I've got this. I love that arrogance of the player. I think Rafinha should be up in that conversation as well, always missed out because of Lamine Yamal. I'm going to go Rafinha.
Rafinha?
Yeah.
How crazy when we talk about Rafinha to think Grella just a couple of seasons ago or maybe quite a while ago now playing at Leeds United and now in the conversation for the best player in the world football.
That's football. You have a good season and then boom, you never know. Your life can change so quickly. That's why it's the world sport.
Yep, it sure is. OK, next one. Which team who could qualify for the Champions League next season are you most looking forward to? So of all the teams that are in the running, Como we talked about.
I said Como a few weeks back and got scoffed at by Marco, but I said I think they'll catch Roma. I feel that they will. I think Nico Paz is one of those players, again, if you ask me, I would have said that about Serie A. I think he's fantastic. I just think the way that they're doing it. Again, Grella made a great point in the last segment. It comes to pre-season, what you do, all your foundational work, you start to level out now. And I'm seeing the Como team, they know who they are. Defensively, very solid as well. People don't talk to that. And attacking-wise, they score goals for fun. I think they're going to be the team that gets to the Champions League. Said it a few weeks back, got scoffed at, but hopefully Grella give me a bit of love today.
I agree with you. I think Como will be a good one to get into the Champions League. I think they'll be fun. I think they'll reinvest. I think they'll follow in the same models we used to see Leipzig do with young, exciting players. They'll get young, exciting players. They'll have a good enough squad to compete in Serie A and also be exciting in the Champions League. I think for me, again, Milan as well. Obviously, they're pushing for a Scudetto title race. I think if Milan get to Champions League, there's going to be another reinvestment because of the history of the club, how big a football club it is and can be. I think that they're really going to push for it. And you've got Allegri, a manager who's going to be very well organising what he wants to do. If they can just get the striking position right. If they can actually get a good striker, I think Milan
That's about 74 really teams in world football at the moment, isn't it? Yes.
I'll just say this. I'm just surprised they didn't go for Endrick. Endrick, who's now at Lyon, who's doing what he's doing. But if Milan get to Champions League football, and if Endrick wants to leave Real Madrid, the history of Milan and Brazilian players, I'm just putting it out there.
Why not Roma? Big fan base, unbelievable. Gasperini's there. He's a legend of the club. Ranieri's still working behind the scenes at the club. So I think they do a lot of good things. Or Atalanta. Under Palladino, young Italian manager. He's been doing really well. I mean, this last game, I just noticed that in Napoli, when they scored first in 15 games, they won all 15. Except for today, against an Atalanta side that persisted and persisted and persisted. And I think they really believe who they are. So it would be interesting to see them back in the Champions League next season.
Do you still feel that they're missing, again, like I spoke earlier about it, that they're missing just that individual superstar? They're missing something. They're a good team, and I love the team dynamic of it. But sometimes you will have a great team dynamic. You still need that player that's just special. That's the artist in the team that you could trust to say he's going to do individual brilliance to win us a game.
Well, Atalanta in the Champions League not too long ago had that amazing run, didn't they, where they were a bit of the Cinderella side, making it all the way to the semi-final in the end before they eventually came out. So it'd be good to see Atalanta back in the Champions League. OK, so we mentioned Parma. They're taking on Milan next. We're going to talk about some of the food from Parma. Grella, we've had it before when we were over there for a game. Torta frita and cold cuts. These were the best things I think we've had. One of the best in Italy with the prosciutto.
It's the same like football. You got to keep it simple. This is what it is. Torta frita and cold cuts. That prosciutto is crazy. It's out of the world. The cheese as well from this region of the world is incredible. The Parmigiano Reggiano, glass of wine. But this stuff right here, the torta frita, is crazy. It's insane. You put that with the salamis, forget it. Out of this world.
Is that the same cold cuts that your cousin bought in a suitcase when he came over?
Exactly the same. But they're not from Parma, they're from Naples.
Oh, OK.
And this torta frita is a fried savoury dough, in case it's difficult to kind of make out from the photo.
And this you'll do in one sitting, Troy. This right there, that basket, see ya. One sitting.
All of that was getting done in one sitting with me. Don't you worry about that. The cold cuts that takes me back to my time obviously at Watford with the Italian owners. That was a big thing to have the prosciutto and all that at the side. So yeah, very, very good.
And you never feel full after it, do you? Just keep on eating it. Well, as always, we always have a couple of submissions from you guys at home to tell us what your Sunday traditions are. This is one from Ari. Let's get together with my family and uncles and cousins and make homemade pizza and dessert personal pies while watching the game of the week on Paramount+.
That's a mushroom
Ari,
pizza,
I love
if I'm
it.
guessing, right? I can see a lot of mushroom on that one.
It looks delicious,
Lovely.
that pizza.
Lovely.
We got menus there. This is not a homemade pizza. There's menus here.
Did he make pizza? Yeah, that's a point there.
I don't see a vowel on the end of that last name. Yeah, we making these
it
up?
looks delicious. Either way, family food, what could be better? Well, if you're a US fan, maybe the US are winning gold in the hockey game, as Grella alluded to earlier, could be better. Here is a fan watching, I think, from Italy. Let's have a look from maybe just outside of San Siro, ahead of the game today. Watching two things at once, maybe. Serie A and watching the hockey.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Look, that's what we want. The focal point is on football. It's on Serie A.
I love that. Priorities.
Love that.
Amazing.
Oh, that's fantastic. See, football's the world's best sport, the world's best game.
It really is.
Watching the clash of the Titans there, USA and Canada. But look, where's the focus? Right there.
So good.